Welcome everyone, it's Sherry Carroll for SimonsSaysStamp.com here with a fun Java gift card holder from Art Impressions for Funny Friday. This gift card holder is all dies, so there's no stamps involved in this project, and the dies have many pieces to work with. So you're going to start off with the cup shape. It also has some little tags and beans and stuff, and also that cup holder and the lid. So there's all the pieces that you need to create the outer piece. I'm also using the gift card holder, and this is one piece that you'll need to go with it if you want to make it a gift card holder. So this has all these pieces that you can put together, and I'm going to start off by cutting out all the interior pieces so I just have the frame of the gift card holder. I've done my die cutting off screen, but I'll show you all the pieces that I have. So I have the holder, and I've used Princess cardstock. I also have my white cup and lid, and then I have the little centerpiece that's going to go on the front of the cup, and I've used several Simon Says stamp papers for that. I also have the little sleeve, and I've cut that from Desert Storm. I also grabbed some paper from my stash, and I have cut out the cup and straw with that. I'll be using my Simon Says Stamp glue stick to glue my pattern paper onto my white cup, and I want to make sure that I squeeze this out a little bit. This is super easy, especially when you want to put paper to paper together. So I'm going to scribble all over the back, and this glue stick is super smooth and easy to spread around. Now I can turn that paper over and start matching up. I like to start at the bottom and the side, and then I can make sure all of those edges match up really well. My fingers are a little sticky, so I'm going to grab a paper towel, and I'll be pressing this down just by rubbing the top of it using the towel. And then I can do the same thing for the little straw piece. So I'm just adding my glue on top and then matching it up, and again I'll press this down using my paper towel. The cup lid has a little crease line in it. It's a little embossed line, and I'm going to use my Copic markers. I'm using a really light gray. I believe this is a T0. And I'm just going to go along that line and then just start feathering it out to make it look like it has a little dimension. And then I'll feather off onto the sides so that it'll look like it's a bit rounded. Next, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Latte ink, and I also have a brown brush. I'm just going to add a little bit of color to each side of the cardboard sleeve. Next, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Low Tech tape, and I'm just masking off so that I can only cover the front edge. So I want my hearts to go in a certain direction. And once I have that positioned, I can turn it over, and I'll be adding some more tape to the back to hold my stencil in place. I'll be doing some ink blending, and I'm using the Rainbow Splash Princess color. The cardstock that I've used for this holder is also the Rainbow Splash Princess color, but this ink will give me a little tone on tone, and so I'm going to go as dark as I can, just rubbing the brush over the stencil until I'm happy with the design. And when I'm done, I can remove my stencil and the low tech tape, since it won't rip the paper at all. I'll repeat the process to the little flap that is on the end, and also the midsection where I've turned the stencil to go a different direction, so that when this is all folded up, the hearts will be facing upright. I have a little bit of ink left on my glass mat, and I'm just using the small blending brush, picking up that ink that I've blotted off and just going around the edges of my light pink piece. And now with all my pieces colored and stenciled, it's time to do some assembly. So I'm going to start folding on the crease lines that the die has given me. And once I have them folded, I'll start to use my bone folder to press all the edges down nice and flat. I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue to glue the pocket flap down. You could use also our red line or terrific tape for this. But you're going to fold this over and make sure that everything sits flat, and then hold that for a second until the glue dries. When folded over, the flap fits into a little slot that the die also cuts, but I want to give it a little longer reach, so I have cut an extra little white heart from the coffee cup set, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on the edge of that tab and glue my heart in place. Next, I'm working on the little seal that goes on the top of everything, and I'm going to be gluing the heart down first, right onto that little pink disc. And then add some dots of glue to the little frame that goes around the heart. This is actually a two-piece heart die, so it gives you the little frame and the little heart in the inside. So I had to cut it twice, once with pink and then once with white. I love dimensions, so the next thing I want to do is add a foam square to the back of the pink disc, and now I can place it onto my green piece. I'm using my glue again, and I'm just doing a nice fine line right at the top of that cup, and then I can set that cup lid right on top. I'm also adding glue to the back of the paper sleeve that goes on the cup. And I'm going to place this onto the cup so that a little is hanging off each side so it looks like it's wrapping around. I'll be adding a little bit of glue just to the bottom portion of the straw since it'll be standing up above the cup, and I'm just going to place that just about down to that first line where that shadow is. I want to add a little dimension to the back of my cup, and I'm using the Simon Says stamp foam tape, and I'm just put 3 strips on the back. And now I can fit this onto my holder. I've removed the backing to the center strip of my foam tape, and this is where I can align it without having all of my foam tape exposed. And once I have that in place, I can reach underneath and grab that other paper backing so that the whole piece is secured in place. And now for the finishing touch, I have a mini action wobbler, and I'm removing the backing of the adhesive, and I'm going to set this center right onto that sleeve. Next, I'll remove the backing on the other side of the action wobbler, and I can make sure that everything's straight with my little seal, and I can press that right down in place. And now I have a little interaction with a little spring. All this goes really well with my spring colored thank you coffee gift card. So I just need to slide that in, and then now I can feed my tab right into that slot. And here's my cute little coffee cup with a little interaction. I hope you've enjoyed this project for my Funny Friday with art impressions. I certainly had a great time, and I really love all the spring colors that I've been able to use. I do have all my supplies listed in the description box below, along with a link to our blog post with more information. And as always, thanks so much for watching.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.